Hi and welcome to Fun Swedish. Time to learn some Swedish culture and insults with Arga lappar part 2 because you loved the first one. In case you don't know what Arga lappar means, it's basically Swedish neighbors communicating their anger through notes, often in a passive-aggressive way and sometimes also with some humor. And it has to be through notes because we are konflikträdda. We can't do it face to face. The Arga lappar this time comes from this page, where Swedes send in their Arga lappar and vote for the best ones. Now I will read 4 Arga lappar for you in Swedish and translate them to you in English. Not word by word, but so you get the general meaning and feeling to it. Let's start. Our first Arga lapp is titled Till er som hade fest i natt. To those who had a party last night. Några tips inför nästa gång. Some tips or suggestions for next time. This note starts positive with some suggestions. Anlita en trubadur med bredare repertoar. Hire a troubadour with a broader repertoire. Aj och baila, 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 baila kan bli lite tjatigt i längden. Aj and baila, 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 baila can become a little bit repetitive in the long run. Here the writer is using these fancy words like troubadour and repertoire, which makes it a little bit formal and in this way also a bit funny. Inför en övre viktgräns för de festdeltagare som vill ställa upp i riverdanstävlingen. Establish a maximum weight limit for those party participants that want to participate in the river dance competition. I can totally picture this river dance competition. I think my updoors neighbors do it as well. Fatta att om man vistas i trapphuset på natten bör man hålla käften. Se även www.akustik.nu. Understand that if one is to wander in the common staircase area during the night, one should keep its mouth shut. Also, look up www.acoustics.now. This word fatta is really street Swedish, slang Swedish. This Swedish person left all the fancy words behind and is getting really pissed off. Håll käften really translated to hold your jaw, but it's how we say shut up in Swedish. This is not only passive-aggressive, it's just aggressive. And then they end the note by saying in all caps, lycka till, good luck. Sounds perhaps very friendly, but it is in reality very passive-aggressive, at least how I read this note. Our second angry note is about dogs and the things one is capable of doing when rage consumes you. It starts like this. Du som låter din stora jävla hund skita på vår trottoar varje morgon utan att städa efter dig. You, the one who lets their big dog shit on our sidewalk every morning without cleaning afterwards. Here the word jävla really means devil, but in Swedish we cannot use it like you would use the F word in English. Jag har ändrat mina arbetstider för att kunna ta dig på bar gärning. I have changed my working hours so that I can bust you red-handed. Wow, this person is very committed. They even changed their working schedule for this. Also, the expression bar gärning means to catch someone doing something bad while they're doing it. Jag lovar dig att så fort jag gör det så kommer du åka på stryk. I can promise you that as soon as I do it, you will get your ass kicked. Jag bor i kvarteret. Jag är stor, vältränad och förbannad. I live in a neighborhood and I'm big, fit and pissed off. This is really an arg lapp, an angry note. It's even skipping the passive-aggressive vibe and going straight to threats. And before we move on, if you don't want us to write an angry note about you, press the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Moving on, our third arg lapp. And for this, we need to explain a little bit what is an tvättstuga. So in Sweden, we have these shared laundry rooms in most apartment buildings. We share it with the neighbors, and this leads very often to many conflicts. You will therefore spot a lot of angry notes at this place. Just like this one. Jag trodde inte att jag skulle skriva en tvättstugelapp, men här är en. I didn't think I would ever write an angry laundry note, but here is one. Hur kan man vara så korkad och hälla i 3 kilo tvättmedel i sköljmedelsfack? How can one be so stupid as to put 3 kilos of washing powder in the slot for fabric softener? Skaffa personlig assistent om ni inte kan följa de enkla instruktionerna i form av bilder på väggen. Get a special needs assistant if you can't follow the simple instructions on the pictures on the walls. The words personlig assistent in Swedish sounds a lot like personal assistant, like if you had a secretary or something like that. But in Swedish, a personlig assistent is something disabled people get to be able to handle everyday tasks. And this is a perfect example of passive aggressiveness. Calling you retard without doing so. And then it continues. Fan vad jag är trött på tvättmongon. I'm so damn tired of laundry retards. Okay, so this person really tried to keep it together, but now they have crossed their limit and they're starting to calling people names, like tvättmongo. A very nasty one, to be honest. Skärp er. Get it together. Skärp er literally means belt yourself. But it has this behave properly feeling to it, like get it together. And then they end the letter by writing annars ringer jag 112. Otherwise, I will call 112. This is our emergency number, like 911. Well, this escalated very quickly. And I'm not sure if 112 is the right number to call in this situation. But at least it sounds very threatening. And then we have come to our final angry note. And this one is dedicated to the love couple on the 4th floor. Till kärleksparet på 4:e våningen. Ljud vi grannar tycker om att somna till. Sounds we the neighbors like to fall asleep to. 1. Total tystnad. 1. Complete silence. 2. Lätt duggregn. 2. A little bit of drizzle. 3. Ljud av vågor som slår mot en sandstrand. 3. The sound of waves hitting a sandy beach. Ljud vi inte tycker om att somna till. Sounds we, the neighbors, don't like to fall asleep to. 1. Era jävla sexljud. Your devil's sex sound. Which again works like if we would say your f***ing sex sounds or your damned sex sounds. Interesting. Here the person tried to be so polite in their passive aggressiveness that they even censor their note by putting a little asterisk on the jävla. Also worth noticing is that the Swedish bad word jävla, devil, can be both written with a D in front and without it. And then they end the note by saying this. Tona ner på stönandet, tack. Turn it down with a moaning, please. It's funny because while I have been filming this video, my upstairs neighbor have been playing some rock music the whole time. I don't know if you have heard it, but I have heard it all the time, and I'm really tempted to write an angry note now. And if you want to write your own arga lappar, then you need to know a pretty good level of Swedish. And a great way of getting there is by taking our online video courses. A fun way of learning Swedish. No matter if you're a 100% beginner or already an upper intermediate, we have a course for you. Check them out. The link is up here and in the description below. Hope you have learned a lot of Swedish words today and a lot about Swedish behavior. Hej då!